moving
rummage.
the stickers out of the way.
The trees are upside down.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. What are we doing with trees today, Jane?
We're making a gorgeous cushion.
I love this.
This is the ribbon tree.
You know, I'm not going to get a look in on this, don't you?
Yeah, it's Gemma's colours, isn't it?
She doesn't care that they're my colours too.
No.
And that I went, the Kaufman would look really lovely in this. Mine. It's like, have you seen Finding Nemo?
Yes.
The seagulls. Mine.
Mine.
Mine. Mine. That's what Gemma's going to be like with this. Now, easy, difficult, what we're looking at?
Nice and easy.
Really?
Yeah, really easy.
Promise.
It's bonded appliqué, so it's pretty straightforward.
Go then. Job's a good one.
Strips.
I've been waiting for the right project for this fabric.
The twist.
Here it
It's
is.
lovely, isn't it? Just
Really
right.
beautiful. Yep. We loves it a lot. And then, of course, look. Beautiful.
Sparkle
Beautiful
you.
star at the top. What is in our kit, Jane? What have we got?
You've got everything you need to make, really. You've got enough fabric to do your ribbon star, your cushion front and your binding. You've got your interfacing, which I put on underneath before I top stitch, just to keep it all nice and flat.
Super duper duper, yes.
And your bonder web.
Beautiful.
You probably will have enough fabric of your offcuts to do a cushion back, but you might have to piece it.
Okay.
But you've definitely got enough for the front and to make your star, your ribbon.
It's going to be a nice wall hanging though too.
Yeah.
It's one of those
Table
things, isn't
centre.
it? Yes.
You might want to make lots of them and make it into a quilt.
Well, you might. And there's the thing. So that's what we've got for you today. We have got it. Everybody has different colours for Christmas.
Yes.
What's your colours for Christmas?
I'm a traditional red, white and gold person.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, red, green and gold rather.
Okay, so we've got one for you then
Yes.
today. I love a bit of teal, but I also go pink.
Yes. Teal and pink's lovely. isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. So that's what and I throw in some silver as well. I'm less of a goldy girl.
Yeah.
I think because I don't wear it.
No, I'm not a gold. Well, I like gold Christmas, but I don't wear gold jewellery much.
No, it's weird, isn't it?
Got my gold wedding ring, that's it.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't even have this much. Right, so we have got for you today. That's what we've got for you today. Well done to those of you that managed to get the wax yesterday. Those 3 colourways sold out.
It's amazing.
They just went. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering.
No, there's more.
Because tomorrow we've got you the handbags, we've got the handles, we've got the little tags. I've got some new tags, rivet ones.
They're really gorgeous.
They go on with rivets rather than being sewed on, which I'm very excited about. And we have different types of waxed fabrics. When they came in, I mean, we had 18 rolls come in, didn't we? Different types come in, and we just sort of went, ooh.
What is it?
This could be a disaster of epic proportions if we put this all out, because we're not going to know what's what. Yeah. So actually, I'm massively relieved, just from a systems point of view, because on the rolls, there's no way to label them.
No.
So we need to know what they are. We have our own little systems, but we're quite full at the moment. So they will be cut and they will get sent out. They'll be cut probably today, actually, because Wiz is in.
Yeah.
She's very whizzy.
Yeah, we're pretty much caught up to date, cutting-wise. Can't speak.
We're getting there, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah.
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 I'd like to high-five my team for that.
That's a little bit behind.
That's all right. We'll feed you coffee. It'd be good. So congratulations for those of you that got that. That means that you are good to go on Wednesday, unless, of course, you need handles, the little charmy bits, and the hardware-y type things. Now, Jane, what also came in, and I'm going to have a little play with this today, so I'm giving you fair warning because I've got an idea. That's not the warning.
She's always got ideas.
The team would disagree if they require warning for when I have a good idea. Good, in inverted commas, good idea. But Jane, this came in.
This is gorgeous. This is such an unusual product. I was like, ooh.
I know.
Because that's denim.
And this, I can't decide if this is a suede or a moleskin.
I'm going towards suede, but yeah.
I think moleskin is a little denser.
Yes. This has definitely got a nap to it, hasn't it?
It does have a nap. I could do with a nap, Jane.
Yes, we could all do
We
it.
could all do with a nap. I quite like a nap. But yeah, so it does have a little nap. Now, my thinking is, bear with me here, right? A version of this, but in a oneer,
Oh, yeah.
so that, because it's so beautiful, either you turn it around so that that's your main bag, you have a denim outer, and then you have this glorious lining there. But you said you'd want it the other way
I
around.
think I'd want mine the other way. I'd want the glorious fabric on the outside.
But Jane, can I just show you this?
This colourway is gorgeous too.
It's like a sandy colour.
Yeah, it's lovely.
So you would go, do you know, I had a jacket like this in this colour when I was, and I used to wear it with jeans that colour.
Yeah.
I used to think I was the absolute,
Yeah.
I think I got it dirty on a night out and then tried to wash it and ruined it. And I was gutted and I couldn't find another one, and it was the thing,
Yes.
the one that made me feel amazing. So you'd do it like that, would you? You'd do that on the outside and then that.
Yeah. But you can reverse it, can't you? This is it's called a reversible.
Reversible. So again, this is up to you, but I've got to reimagine it because of the seam situation.
Yes.
So I've got to work out what I will do on the seam front.
Yeah, I think it's is it. Would it French seam? Do you think, or is it?
Yeah,
too
I think it
bulky, or
will.
would you
No,
have
I
to
think
bind
that
it?
will probably French seam, but then
Yeah.
you've got to look at
Yeah, what you do.
what happens at the top.
Mm.
So it's going to take a little bit of looking at, but we can do that because, you know, it's what we do here. We don't have problems, Jane, we have solutions.
No, we found a solution.
Only solutions. And this will be available on tomorrow's show. Watch this space. If it goes horribly wrong, there won't be any samples. And you'll know that it was too difficult, I couldn't do it. Or I couldn't get my head around it. It's not that these things are ever difficult, Jane. It's just that sometimes I can't get my head around it. Do you have a favourite on colours?
I don't think I do. I love the richness of this one, but I also like that. That's quite classic, isn't it?
Yes.
I'd have to make two, one of each.
Rude not to, right?
Why not?
Rude not to. And also, this is going to be insanely cost effective.
Yeah. And for the dressmakers amongst us, a jacket out of that would be gorgeous.
So that's my project for when we come off air.
Cool.
It's a bit gorgeous, isn't it? Let's be
Lovely.
really honest about this. A little bit gorgeous. Jane, I've got one clapper left.
One clapper.
That's on the website somewhere. Do you want to show everyone the zip pulls? Because
These are beautiful.
you know, the other week I had some zip pulls in a kit, and the kit
Yes.
sold out. It was the Tilda kits, wasn't it?
Yes. And
Yes.
We had
So many.
sewing charms.
Yeah, we had
Yes.
so many people say, "But hang on a minute." They might have said it like that. They might not, Jane.
No, it's just
They wanted
More.
more charms.
More.
I couldn't get the exact same zip charms. I think I've done one better.
these are lovely.
I'm not going to lie. So you wanted the sewing charm ones, and if I just show you here, whoops, I haven't clipped it back on. Let's just change the angle, shall we? There we go. So
See
you
that?
can see here, as if by magic, there's my chin. These will go on to just normal zips. So we're zhuzhing up your boring zip pulls, Jane.
They're like a little clip, aren't they? They
Yeah.
pull out and up, and then they clip back in.
You just have to press them in and out.
Yeah. And then they'll sit on there. But I haven't clipped that in.
You've got to be quite firm with it. I think you push it in, push it in,
Push it in.
push it in, and
That's
then
it.
in it goes. Yeah.
That's it. Clipped them. Yeah. They're robust. You can. They'll,
Give it a bit of welly.
yeah. And you've got that
I've got it in silver. I've only got half the number in silver because they were sold out. They've been incredibly popular. This
But
is all I
this-
could get.
Antique brass one looks lovely with the cork, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? And these, yes, Gemma, they are all, Gemma says, are they size 5 pulls? Yes, but you see, Gemma, this doesn't matter what size it goes on for these two because they just clip on to the zip pull that it already exists. The rest of the zip pulls that we've got for you today are all size 5. but these will go on anything. But they can just be on a charm.
Yeah, you could make scissor charms, all sorts of things with those, couldn't you?
These are being loaded during the show as we speak.
Fabulous.
Whilst Gemma also keeps a weather eye on YouTube spanners, because apparently they like to occasionally throw slightly indecent things at
There's
us.
some rude stuff at us, which is very
Very
naughty
rude.
of them.
Very naughty.
Naughty.
Yes.
They're
So we
beautiful.
have got those. What else, Jane, is there?
We have
wanna show us?
got, look at these kitty cats. We've got them in like the nickel. Is that nickel? I
It's
suppose
nickel
it's
black.
Yeah, and then the rainbow. Look at those, they're really sweet.
And these will be loaded today.
Turn my hand around and do it like they do on the jewellery channel.
Oh, yes. Nice.
My horrible hands.
What do you mean you're horrible? It's silly.
They're very scarred.
Yeah, but you cooked,
Yeah,
didn't you?
so
And burnt yourself on
Burnt
everything.
myself on everything all the time. Look at that lovely rainbow one, that's pretty.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
And then the nickel black, which is classic.
Well, I thought Black Cat, Halloween,
Yes, absolutely. They're lovely.
or any time of year.
But these are zip pulls, so they would need putting onto zips. They're not charms.
They are size 5
Fives.
zip pulls. Like I say, these are being loaded throughout the show, so pop them in your basket when you see them, and away we go.
Look at these.
I couldn't resist. I don't know if you love a penguin, but I do.
This is not just any old penguin.
No.
This penguin has got lovely detailing on him, and you'll not see it on.
Embossing.
It's beautiful.
Right, so Jane, here's the thing, right? I was asked by one of our viewers if we could do a zip version of the bag.
Yes.
That will come at some point. But if I'm going to do a zip, I'm not going to do just any old zip, am
No.
I? I'm going to penguin it up,
Absolutely.
because I'm the person that takes off a button on a jacket to put a quirky one on. Just
Yes,
one.
Just one, yeah.
Just one slightly quirky one. On my favourite striped jacket, I've got all sorts of quirky buttons. So I just like a little bit of quirk that initially when people look at you, they think you're normal.
And then when they look closely.
Then on closer inspection.
As they get to know you.
Yeah, exactly. But I've got rainbow penguins too.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Her, him. Oh,
Look
they're
at it.
lovely.
Look at
you
them.
can see that little embossed detailing on his wings and on his head. It's like a little swirly shape. It's lovely.
It's not an ordinary penguin, is it, Jane?
No, he's gorgeous. And they're the same both sides.
Yeah.
So they're completely,
Yep.
have them either way.
But,
And then-
Jane, we are having a...
Whale of a time.
Yes, we are.
Look at
Yes,
him.
we are.
He's a rainbow whale.
Yeah.
Can you see him? Oh, he's really sweet. He's a zip pull as well. Size 5 zip pull. Beautiful.
I love him. Yeah, I think he goes that way. So he hangs that way. So you've got his little fin the other side there.
Yeah,
My kids love this. And
it's
also,
gorgeous.
if we have any left over, we've got that beautiful ocean fabric, haven't we?
We have, yes.
How gorgeous is that going to look with it?
Yeah, absolutely lovely.
So these are good, chunky zip
They're
pulls.
really solid and really well made.
Mm.
You know, sometimes you get a zip pull, don't you, and it's a bit tinny.
No,
These aren't.
chunky. You
These
could
are
do
nice
damage with that.
Yeah.
Not that I'm
We're not endorsing doing damage with your zip pull.
advocating any of that. But,
It's lovely.
Jen, should we say hello to everybody?
Let's do that.
Because we haven't done that yet, have we? Which feels very rude. So last night, Jane, what did you guys do?
What did I do last night? Had my tea and went to bed, basically. Watched a bit of television.
I should have done that. That's what I should have done. However,
You were dressing your dog up as a ghost.
I keep seeing this come up on my Facebook
You
feed.
showed me yesterday, didn't you? And it was a man with his cow.
Which made me think of Reuben.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Reuben. Reuben is my black and white Great Dane. He has a mantle, so he does look a bit like a cow.
He's gorgeous.
So when I saw that a man had managed to do this with his cow, which was casually in his kitchen, I was like, well, surely we can do this. I've learnt a few things.
Dogs don't like being covered in sheets.
Actually, Reuben got, as long as there's cheese involved, we had to do a little bit of training because first off, they're like, what? Then Reuben got really excited. And Josh came home to just find Reuben covered in a sheet wagging. And then Minnie wasn't sure about it. But then with cheese, grew to love it. And then once her little ears went through the holes,
She just sat there, didn't she?
she didn't move.
She's like a teddy bear.
She was absolutely brilliant. It took a little bit of training to get her there and just
Yeah.
get her used to having the white O. So we did all of that, the desensitising training, which is fine. I'm used to doing that with horses. That was no bother. It just made me laugh. What we didn't manage though, and so we're going to have to do it again, is actually just to get the sheets to fit.
Yeah.
Trying to measure it out on a very wriggly Great Dane and Spaniel puppy is not the best. So I think that's why our fail was quite epic, because I need actually to take measure and do it properly,
Yeah.
not just try and sort of like pinpoint with a pen whilst it's sort of, oh, no. You know, when you see inspirational things on social media,
Yeah.
and then when you do it, it's an absolute mess. Nailed it. What's this?
Brilliant.
Apparently, according to Josh, we've still got time.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Yeah, because it's a week on Thursday, isn't it, Halloween? So
Yeah.
you go trick-or-treating with the dogs.
No. Elaine's here. She's good morning. She gives the thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia's here as well. And Blodwin's here. Good morning, Natasha and Jane. So yeah, it's just a bit ridiculous. But we did have fun.
We got to the giggle occasionally.
We did giggle quite a lot. Alison's here. Wiz is here. Cindy's here. Hello, everybody from Down Under. Joy's here. Hello. Joe's here. Rona's here. Good morning, everyone. Anne's here. Liz is here. Claire's here. What Stitchery Witchery is coming today? Well, this incredible cushion. What level of Stitchery Witchery do we need for this?
Oh, it is a beginner. It is a beginner.
Perfect.
There's a little bit
Perfect.
but it's all easily marked. So it's not like you've got to work out angles or anything. You've got to get your protractor out or anything.
No.
Once you've got it marked on your background fabric, you easy go. Yeah.
Easy going.
Yeah.
Jan says, hello, everyone. Do you think the dogs are in hiding today? No.
No, we've
They are.
had snooches this morning.
They're very much not in hiding. They weren't harmed or scarred in any way.
No.
Don't worry. They thought it was hilarious by
I
the
think
end
it's
of
a
it.
good game.
Yeah. Reuben got way too overexcited. Wendy's here. Anne's here. It's actually sunny here today.
We've got a bit of sunshine.
What's that thing is in
trying.
the sky? Julia's here. Lynn's here. And Iona is here. Well, good morning to all of you. Right, Janio. We've got 3 kits for today.
Yes.
Should you have a look?
Did you want to show this
Oh!
little deal you've got on your advent?
I've only got 14 of these.
Did these clisps?
I don't know if they went.
Go.
I'll have a look in a minute. I'll have a look. Well, if you show everybody that, I'll have a look on the system for that. We'll just delegate, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a lovely advent calendar.
Gemma's just messaged me and said, what price do you want this going out at? I'm going to be ridiculous, Jane.
Are you?
I'm going to say a silly thing.
Are you?
I'm going to say we have got the Advent,
Mhm.
which is here, but it's 24 inches.
Well, it is 24
Wide.
ish. So you've got.
But we've also got the crazy cats.
So you've got fabric here that you could back it with.
Yes.
So this is as wide as the advent calendar piece, a little bit wider actually, because you've
Well,
got
then
this
you've
bit.
got, and
So
then
you
you've
can
got
make a
binding
sleeve
too.
and binding and all sorts of things with it. All the instructions of how to construct it are on the panel.
I did these as one of my very first makes.
These are lovely. This
And
is the
it's really
Macawa
easy.
panel. It's done in strips. You do a little box pleat here, which is easy to do, and as I say, the instructions are on there. And you sew it on.
We've made these though before, so many times.
It's such a lovely little advent calendar, and it's the sort of thing that comes out year after year because
Every year.
it's sustainable.
Yes, we like that
We
rather
do.
than these throwaway
Yeah.
ones. And also it means that you are in control of what goes in.
Yeah, you
One
can put-
year, because Freddie's an absolute monster if he has any sugar, delightful the rest of the time, evil child with any kind of sugar on board. With his one, I put little Lego bits
Yeah,
in.
that's it.
There was a little stand down in Stratford Market, and the guy had little Lego figures.
Yes.
So I interspersed with the occasional Lego figure.
Yeah. Nice.
And it just meant it was something different. He was excited for it every day.
Yeah. It's good to see.
Right. This should be, hang on, Gemma did say, about £20.
Right.
Can take £5 off. £14.99.
Wow. That's brilliant. Because you'd pay that just for the panel.
You would. Well, you should. Yeah.
And so you're probably getting your backing extra. You don't even have to use that. You can keep that for your stash fabric. For free.
I only have 14. These will come down tonight, and any leftover will go to the show next week.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm trying to give you first dibs on these things. It's like the cushion kits today. If they don't go today, they will go to the show.
Yeah.
'Tis the season and
Tis
all
the
that.
show, yeah.
So that's kind of, that is basically the message that I can give you today is
Be quick.
if you want it, get it. Otherwise, it's going to the show. Because I've got to have some stock to take
Yeah, we've got to sell
to the
something.
NEC. Else I'm just going to be standing around chatting, which will be lovely, don't get me wrong.
No.
Josh has taken the week off work to come with us. You're coming as well.
Yes.
I'm there. Gemma's going to come for a day.
Yeah.
I'm going to put her on a little stool and she can sit in the corner.
Sit in the corner.
And behave
Try
herself.
not to
Well, I was going
wobble
to
her.
say behave herself, but
She
that's
can't behave
not going to be a
herself.
thing, is it? So do come along and see us. We're next to So Motion.
Oh, lovely. That would be nice to see Louisa.
I've not seen Louisa for ages and ages and ages.
Yeah.
Well, since the last show that sort of had a little wander around.
Yeah.
So yeah, some nice little places to come and see. We've got kits, we've got fabric, we've got bolt ends, we've got all sorts, haven't we, Jane?
Yeah, we've been having a good sort of clear out, haven't we? We've found lots of
We've got
interesting
hardware,
things.
we've got all sorts of goodies at amazing prices. And yeah,
It's
come and have a
good.
look, including some incredible clearance lines.
Yeah. Yeah. Making space. Making space.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we've got for you today. Jane, I'm going to hand you over to show us the 3 different kits that we've got today. I'm trying to remember the price that these came in at.
$19.99, I think, Jim
These?
says. Yeah.
Amazing. Happy days.
You've got a metre of fabric plus a little bit of your glitter PU and your bonder web and your interfacing. So that's a really good price. I hope I've said the right thing now. Gemma's probably going, no, it's not.
She will message us if we have not.
It's not. So we've got the original kit, which is with the Dashwood Twist metallic silver. So that's got a lovely metallic swirly pattern on there. If you're familiar with the Dashwood Twist blender, this is white with the silver metallic on it. It's a really pretty fabric. We've got a piece of teal, cotton plain, and then the gorgeous, what's it called? It's called Snowy Brook.
Oh, I
from
love that one.
Kaufman. This is a lovely teal colour and it's got metallic embellishment on it, as we know and love with Kaufman fabrics. Just like where the snow is sitting on the boughs of the trees. It's beautiful, that is. So that's the one I did my sample with. So that's the original. You get a half metre of bonder web. No, a metre of bonder web, sorry. Metre of bonder web. A half metre of medium weight interfacing. Got a piece of glitter PU. When you think you only have to make 1 star from that, you've got quite a good chunk there. And then half a metre of your background, and then long quarters of the other 2 fabrics. So that's the teal colourway. Then we've got the red and white. This is Macawa Scandi, which has got the reindeer and the stars and the trees.
I love that. It's just
so
classic.
pretty.
And they keep bringing it back because...
It's a very popular one.
Yeah.
And then we've got some Macawa Tiny Dot, and it's the Tiny Dot is in metallic gold. I don't know if I can see that. I'll just shimmer it slightly. You can see that on there.
There's a little bit of bling, isn't there?
There's a bit of that. Then it's on a white, plain white background, so I thought that would show up nicely with that. And then you've got your piece of sparkly PU, your bonder web and your interfacing.
Yay!
So that's a nice kit there. And then the one I'm going to demonstrate with today is a little bit different. This is the grey colourway, which is very modern, very chic.
Very now, Jane, very now.
As they say.
But then this is a very now project, I think.
I think that you'll be making this well, you won't make it this afternoon because you won't have the fabric, but you'll make it at the weekend and then you'll be ready to go.
Is it a weekend project?
You'll make it in the morning, probably.
Will you?
The actual block, and then you'll probably finish it off over the weekend. You've got 1/2 metre of the dark grey. That's your background. And then we've got some of the Macaulinia in silvery grey. That's so pretty. And then the Scandi Scatter in grey as well. So I'm going to demonstrate with this one so that you can see how that's going to look when it's done.
Yes.
So we've got those 3 lovely kits there. Nice price.
Nice price.
Nice price. As always, we've got full instructions with all the measurements and everything you need. And you've got your template for your star on there. It's all bonded appliqué. It's all quite quick and straightforward. And let's give it a go. Now, you've got a long quarter of your 2 fabrics for the ribbon, and you actually only need to use 1/2 of that. So in my cushion, I was able to get my binding from those the offcuts, which is why I think from your offcuts you'll be able to get your back of your cushion.
Right.
You'd have to piece it a little bit, but you'd definitely have enough if you pieced it together. So you've got your main piece of fabric that you're going to cut. As I say, all the instructions are there. You're going to cut from these 2 pieces. As I say, it's a long quarter of the fabric. I've cut it in 1/2 along the fold where the fabric joins. So it's in fact you're cutting it in 1/2 on the fold as it is on the bolt. And you take your bonder web and you'll cut that in 1/2 because it's a metre piece. You cut that in 1/2 and then cut it into what is in fact a long quarter of the bonder web, which doesn't quite cover the whole of that piece but covers enough of it. Now from this piece you're going to need to cut 3 strips of fabric. Your stripology is ideal for this. Maybe fold it in 1/2 before you start cutting it. Just lining that up on that folded edge there. Just going to trim. You want to make sure that you've got the strip completely covered with bonder web. So just make sure that you're just cutting it a little bit on the inside slightly. I haven't cut through there properly. So you can see there I've got right up to the edges with my bonder web there. I'm not worried about this end piece because we're going to trim these strips down anyway.
Gemma's having a little bit of a... I don't see whales, Tash.
Oh dear.
You sure you don't mean crabs? No, whales.
Definitely whale, Gems.
Definitely whales. Yeah.
Definitely whale, Gemma.
So she's got the info now.
Bless her.
So those zip pulls are going up.
Fabulous. Yeah, get them quickly. Get them quickly because I don't think they'll be around for long.
Well, they are here because you asked. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yes. And it is nice, isn't it? It really sort of judges up your project when you've got a fancy zip pull on it.
Yes.
It really sort of makes it extra special. Particularly if you sort of tailor the pull to the person.
Oh, no, for sure.
You know, or match the fabric. So you'll have 3 strips of your contrasting fabric A, which is your print, and fabric B, which is your contrast. you'll have your piece of background fabric, and on your background fabric, along the bottom strip of the strip, the shorter width obviously, you're going to just measure 3/4 of an inch up on there and mark that. I'm marking it with the white washable hemline fabric marker, just so that I think you should be able to see it on camera. It's not very easy to see it on camera. If you're going to use one of your iron away pens, your heat removable ones, just test it on a little bit of fabric, particularly with the darker fabric, because they can leave a ghost mark. So once you've marked that 3/4 line at the bottom, fold your piece of fabric in half along that width so that it's a vertical line down the middle. So you've got that crease going vertically. Now you might want to just mark that creased line just so that you've got it as a reference point. It's only so that for that first strip you can be sure that you're in the middle of your piece of fabric, because from then on in you're just using your ruler to mark and measure along and up. So take your print fabric and cut, and as I say, the measurements are in there. Make sure you cut a piece that has the bonder web on, so that it will bond nicely when you come to attach it. So take that piece, fold it in half along the length to find the middle, give it a crease, and then you can line that crease up with that vertical line you've made. And if you want to check to make sure you've got the same amount either side, you can do that as well. And once you've got that in place, you're just going to pin it quite close to the bottom edge. You're going to have to move these pins in between because you took the next strip underneath. So from there, you're now going to measure in from the edge of this strip 1 inch in and draw a vertical line. Do it about 4 or 5 inches. You just want to be able to see it quite well. And then you'll measure 1 inch up along that line and make a mark. You're then going to take your next strip, your contrast fabric, fabric C, again making sure that you've got bonder web on all of it. You're now going to place the bottom edge of that strip there on that inch mark, making sure that the top edge goes over that line that you've marked up here. And then this piece, just keeping that in place, comes under that strip, that bottom strip there. And you're just going to make sure that it sits under there. Don't worry if it comes a little bit at the top, but you don't want it showing at the bottom piece there. So again, just pop a pin in to hold it, because you're now going to measure that. Well, not measure it, but you're going to
sorry.
add the line along there.
Jane, the penguins have sold out. The rainbow penguins have gone.
All of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
As have the rainbow cats.
Amazing.
We've still got black cats.
I think the black cats are lovely. They're very chic.
Gemma sent me that message. I was like, you what?
That's
what?
crazy.
Come on. What?
You had loads.
I know. Not anymore.
I saw them this morning. I was like, oh, there's lots here.
No.
No, not now.
No.
And
Only one black cat remaining.
Oh, God.
Sorry. I'll let you get on with your demo in a minute, but you know.
Well, that's amazing.
Yes.
So we've marked the line at the top there, along level with the line that we'd marked underneath on our backing. And now we're going to mark the line so that it's level with that horizontal strip that we just did with the print fabric. And then you just get your scissors and you're just going to cut along that marked line. So that piece is there, and then we can cut along that line that we've marked there. And that's how you work out your angle, basically. It's not, we're not using protractors or anything fancy.
No mathsing, Jane.
Just a little inch mark with your ruler. And again, just pop a pin in to hold it down at this point, so it holds it in place. Bent the pin. There we go. So we get the next strip of our print fabric, and again we want to make sure that we just trim that edge so that we've got it completely covered with Bondo web. You might have another rotary cutter that you have that's the blade's not quite as sharp for cutting through with the Bondo web on the back, because it is like cutting with paper. So we're now going to measure from this edge here on this left hand side. We're going to measure 1 inch up from there as well. And we take this strip and we lift that part up there, and we tuck that underneath our first strip. Again, making sure that it just lines up at the top and doesn't show any at the bottom here. You don't have to worry if there's a little bit at the top there, but you don't want any showing at the bottom here. But you want it as close to that top point there as you can. And once you've got that in, just pin it back in place. And trying to keep this as horizontal, and I did it all by eye when I was doing mine, but if you want to get your ruler and measure it, it just needs to be from that edge there. It's sort of it's 1 inch again from there, but it's in 1 inch from this end. And again, you can mark it or use your scissors and follow that line underneath if you're feeling confident.
Perfect. I've just been told off by Gemma for tapping. Are you tapping? Are you typing? Yes, Gemma, I'm doing a spreadsheet, which is not
for the Advent calendar, which is most important.
I know. I keep walking past. We've got all the boxes for the Advent in the hall, haven't we, Jane?
Yeah.
And I keep walking past, going, I need to actually be organised about this, and I need to make sure that yes, we have everything. Yes, everything is firstly bought, secondly counted, thirdly bagged, fourthly labelled.
Yes.
Fifthly, I'm going with fifthly. Fifthly recounted.
Yeah.
We'll go with fifthly.
Yeah.
What else? What we're going to do, Jane?
Just making sure we're organised, aren't we? So that everything's raring to go.
Organised.
Yeah, so that we're not doing it on the last week of November.
Yeah, you nearly
and
left.
having a breakdown.
You nearly quit and never
I
came
did,
back.
I was very upset.
Yes.
I can't do this.
I felt like that at 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yes,
and I was still packing
I was
them.
going to say you were still packing them. I went home and said, "That's it. I've got to go now."
It came on top of a warehouse move last year, didn't
Yeah.
it? So it was not the best timing.
You didn't have the best month, did you, in November either? I think there were a few.
We had 2 deaths in a week.
Yeah.
Josh's mum passed, and then his best friend died 5 days later, and so then we had funerals. So November was horrible last year, and we'd just moved. So this year it's much better.
Yes.
Already it's much better.
It is much better already.
Yeah. We've got both colours of the cats, and the penguins are now sold out. Well done, you. Gemma says if they're in your basket, you need to check out quick.
Yes, don't think just because it's in your basket it is yours.
No.
And if you're still thinking about other things, just check that
No.
out, and then if you order, put me a note on and we'll combine it.
Oh, Jane, can we just thank Catherine Blanchard?
Oh, yes, bless her.
This is why we love you lot so much, because yesterday I couldn't find my pinking shears, and then some eagle-eyed viewer went, I think you'll find they're just underneath the star fabric that you showed us, and of course they were.
Yeah.
And then when I was either making I was showing the bag, and I knocked my radish head screwdrivers. Well done for those of you who got those. They're so useful. I've got several sets dotted around the place. Into my bag. Catherine sent us an email this morning
Yes, she
saying,
said, if Natasha's looking for her green radish screwdriver, it's inside her bag.
which I found when I took, you'll see the bag isn't quite so beautifully hung up today. It's because it's been to the co-op to buy sausages for the kids' breakfast. And I found it in the co-op self-checkout whilst I was self-checking out my sausages.
I'm surprised the self-checkout didn't say unidentified item in your
But
bag.
it did. It clearly did.
Because it goes by weight, doesn't it? Oh, bless.
Oh dear. Can I get any more of the charms and fancy pulls? I can, Sue, but it just takes a little while for them to get here.
Yes.
So the other week when we were talking about them, that was when I ordered them, and it's taken until they arrived last night.
Yeah.
Hence why Gemma's frantically trying to load them now, because they only landed with us yesterday.
They have quite a way to come, don't they?
Yeah.
Right, so we've done the same on this side. So inch in from the end, measured an inch up. And we're going to do the same as we did before. We're just going to tuck that underneath there.
Oh, nice. Oh, so that eradicates raw edges on the base.
Yeah, and so that's tucked in. That's level with there. We can mark the line. And trim it.
Nice.
And again, second best fabric scissors really, because you've got paper backing on this. And you're working your way up, marking an inch in each time. And it sort of sits itself at a regular spacing. Just making sure, as I say, that your strip is completely covered with the bonder web. You haven't got any edges, because it just won't bond then, and it starts to get. That's when it starts to fray. So I'm just going to tuck that under there. Measured an inch in. Tucking that in.
I love this, Jane.
Just making sure, and pin it in place, and then it won't move. Or it shouldn't move. Famous last words. And then you can cut that level. You can mark it, or you can just use your scissors to cut level with that marked line that you've done. And we work our way up, and it goes in an inch each time until we've got four strips of our print fabric going across. So we want this one now. We can use that piece that we've cut. I don't think we can actually, no, we'll use that for the top one. So we'll do another piece here.
Okay, so the clip-on zip pull charm in the silver has now sold out. And we've only, all we have left now are 6 of the antique charms and 3 rainbow whale pulls. If they're in your basket, says Gemma, they are not safe.
They're not safe.
The whales are endangered.
Oh.
I know. Sad times.
Again, inch up there, just making sure that that sits at the bottom there and it's over at the line on the top. You can tuck that underneath until it sits under there at the bottom. As I say, don't worry if it's showing at the top, but you don't want it showing at the bottom part. That's there. And again, don't have it overhanging too much, because you don't want to waste your fabric.
No.
So, you're just cutting off the minimum that you need to cut off. And you can line that up with your 2 lines. Just ease that up slightly. Lining it up each time, making your mark with your fabric marker. And then you can trim that. So let's just move slightly Trim that there. Pop a pin in it, hold that down and trim that. Then your last piece of straight goes across there, and that piece there, I mean, you've got plenty. I could use this piece, it's a little bit longer. And that just sits on that line there. Again, I'll move that pin out just to tuck that under. We can just trim that across there. And then you've got 4 horizontal strips of your print fabric, and then your last piece of, and it's just a 1/2 inch this time. So you measure, still measure your inch in, but this time it's just a 1/2 inch up. Just balanced better that way. When I was doing it, I was like, well, it didn't look quite right when I put it at an inch, so you can use that piece there because you've got that angle cut, and you can tuck that underneath there like so. I might need to just trim that straight. You can trim that level with there. This is the sort of, I think this will be the sort of pattern that you will make quite a lot of these. You'll make them as gifts because they are so quick. They're so quick to do. Once you cut your strips and you've got your measurements and everything and you've done that first one and you think, well, actually, this is quite a quick way of doing it.
That looks so effective, doesn't it?
So that gives you your start. So you've got it all pinned in place. Now you're going to have to start at the top and work your way back down now. Taking your piece, just unpin it and just move these out of the way slightly. You've still got your marks in there, so you can go back, but you just want to make sure you keep that in the right place. So you might want to, with your fabric marker, just make a little mark top and bottom so that you can see where it has to sit. And then you need to take your backing fabric off, your backing paper off your Bonder web. And I just run a pin underneath. I don't try and flick it at the corners here because that's when your fabric frays.
Don't do that.
So just scratch your pin and you'll see it comes off quite nicely. It does get a bit staticky, so you'll be doing this, trying to get rid of bits of fabric. But take the whole thing as it's pinned to your ironing board.
This is where if you, I mean, we've put in Bonder web. You like to use Bonder web, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean your steamer seam or
Steamer
your
seam
web or whatever you've got really.
is the one that I would use on something like this because it's
just
tacky.
A piece of fabric.
So it sticks down, and that's because otherwise this would happen to me, or the cat would run through it, or something would happen.
Something would happen.
Something would happen. But again, I think that it's one of those things. If you're used to Bonder web, that's what you go to.
It is, yeah.
That's what you'll go to. Whereas
go to one. So you're just going to give that a press. So it's in place. And you work your way down. So you'll undo the next one. You've got your marks on there, so you can make sure that it's in there, tucked in there. Don't worry too much about it at the top. Just make sure that it's tucked in at the bottom. I'm going to turn that round. There we go. Just making sure that it's in the right place. You can always adjust it at this point because you've got all of the... And you'll take your bonding off and you'll iron it. And you can iron over the top of this with the paper on, because that's not going to bond to that until you take the paper off.
No.
And you work your way down, just bonding that each time.
Do you need steam with the Bonder web?
No, you don't. It likes it prefers a dry iron, I think,
does
really.
it? Okay, unlike steamer seam, which wants all the
Which
steam in all the
likes
world.
steam. But the nice thing about steamer seam is that when you take the backing off, it's a bit tacky.
Yeah.
So you can position it and reposition it. So it is nice to have steamer seam. You're going to sew a strip, I've sewn it, of your background fabric with a piece of the contrast fabric in the middle, and that's for your trunk part. So once you've got everything bonded on, you'll sew that to the bottom there.
Jane, that looks so lovely.
And then you've got a piece that you sew to the top, like so, and that gives you room then to get your star. And again, got your Bonder web, you'll trace your star from the template, cut roughly around the outside line, not on the line, iron that onto there, and it worked on perfectly with the iron. I used a dry iron, ironed it onto the backing, then trimmed it on the line, peeled the paper off, positioned it until I was happy where it was sitting, and then ironed it on. If you want to, you might want to put pressing sheet, Teflon sheet, over the top of the sparkle, but I didn't with my iron and it was fine. Didn't melt anything or make the sparkle come off. And then you've got two pieces.
The sparkle is pretty resilient,
It
isn't
is,
it?
yeah.
It really is.
And then you've got two pieces that go either side. Once you've got those on, you'll sew those two pieces on each side. These aren't the right size,
Now,
obviously, because of the seam.
Did you
and that squares it off. I ironed on my interfacing
at this point
underneath, and then sewed, top stitched everything.
Now, you see, here's my problem, Jane. I like that so much, I want that for wall hanging.
Mm-hmm.
So I might upgrade my interfacing to Starville Fix.
Yes, to give it a bit of rigidity, which would work.
And then I would be
quilt it.
sewing on bells and all sorts of jobby bits and pieces. And
I just put the, it's medium weight iron on interfacing. I put that on the back. It just stabilises
in the kit?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the kit. Oh, it's in there.
It's in there.
Oh, guys, you got everything.
It just
Amazing.
stabilises it and holds it nice and flat and prevents it puckering when you stitch it. You can use your walking foot, and I just did a straight stitch. I used metallic thread and did a straight stitch with mine. I got some silver metallic thread, so I just straight stitched around the edge. The thing with any bonded applique is you do need to stitch it down, because it will hold, but you only have to wash it once, maybe twice, and it will start to come undone. And if you're going to use it a lot, like if it was a cushion and people were picking it up and holding it and whatever, it would start to come away. So you do need to top stitch it. You could use a zigzag, buttonhole stitch, satin stitch, whatever you like. But I quite like the simplicity of just a straight stitch on that, because it wasn't
a perfect beginner project for this, isn't it? Because it is just a straight stitch.
Yeah,
That's it.
is.
And yet so effective. It was Gemma that saw something like this and went, oh, Jane, can you do a jobby what's it on this? Something like this. And your interpretation of it is really, really, really lovely.
Yeah. I think it's really effective. And I think, you know, it's a real versatile block, isn't it? You could make a quilt with that. You could make your tree smaller. You'd make your strips narrower. You'd make the base one smaller. And you'd work it. I mean, the principle of just coming in that inch and up an inch, you can work it out. It's quite straightforward to work out. So you could make smaller size blocks and make it into a throw or a quilt or a table centre or whatever you wanted to do with it, really.
I think it's a really, really great starting point.
But it's a really quick one. So, you know, it's one of those quick last minute makes when you've forgotten somebody that needs a present or something like that.
Do you know the other thing is, it would also look really lovely on a gift sack.
Yes.
You know, or something like that, because it's not going to take up. I mean, you could do that. I mean, you've done it on beautiful metallic fabric, but you don't have to.
No,
that could be done on a calico sack. So, you know, because calico is dirt cheap, isn't
Yeah,
it? Really.
it could. And you know, if you've got someone, an adult person that you want to do a gift sack for, or an older teenager that doesn't necessarily want children
Santa,
like
Rudolph.
or a Rudolph or a Father Christmas on the
Well,
front.
I mean, you know, we have
Well, we do. We have
adult stockings.
Yeah, we still have stockings.
It's a thing. And so that would look really, I can see it sort of in the corner of the sack, sort of climbing
in
up
the
one side.
fireplace, Yeah.
And again, then it means that you can use calico, because then you've got that natural sort of sack type fabric.
You could put it on the front of a tote bag for you doing your Christmas shopping, couldn't you?
Oh,
You know, that'd be like really sweet.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
I would love that.
be gorgeous.
So all
yeah,
of these
nice,
options,
simple make.
they're just there, aren't they? Absolutely there. Gemma's just messaged me. What does Gemma want? Mum and Pop Quilt Shops is a lovely project. It's very inspiring. I think Gemma's taking all the credit for that, because she was the one that went, have you seen these ribbon Christmas trees that people make?
Yes.
And this was a proper team effort, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then I went, oh, look amazing in the Kaufman with teal. And then we gave it to Jane to do. Sue says she loves the teal version too. Now, I have to say, Mum and Pop Quilt Shop says good morning from still dark Nova Scotia.
Yes, because of course it's
9 degrees and clear skies.
winter, isn't it? So they don't get much daytime.
Yeah, that still blows my mind.
I know, it's fascinating.
It does blow my mind. Tomorrow, Jane. Have we finished?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Just making sure there wasn't anything.
No, I don't think there's anything else. You know,
Can we have another
we've
little
got
look at your grey?
We've got loads of cushion finishing ideas. Cushion finishing with flares. So, you know, you can finish it however you wish. I did a straightforward envelope back and a bound edge.
Nice.
But we've got all sorts of different ways of finishing cushions, so you can choose.
I loves it. I loves it a lot. Tomorrow we're doing the bags.
Yes.
Like I said, I found some
These
nice...
gorgeous bags. They're nice
Yeah.
and roomy. This has got glitter on it now.
I know. It's been in my car, what can I say? It does have glitter on
I'm
it.
loving these new little handmade with love tags.
I've got to rivet.
Aren't
It's going to be riveted on, Jane.
Yes.
I've only stuck it on with a bit of
Stuck.
quarters wash away tape just to get it in the right position, and then I needed to clear my desk for you. But I think that's going to be really, 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 really nice. Helen
These are
wants to
just
know.
lovely, aren't they? Because they just give that little professional finish. You know,
Yeah.
if you're gifting it to somebody.
Yep.
Just a nice
Because right, Jane, I saw a bag like this on Instagram or somewhere.
Yeah, you shared it with us, and it was just
Over
like
£76.
Crazy.
Now, I get that if you've had to pay the £45 that you would normally have to pay per metre for this fabric.
Yeah.
I get they need a markup and everything else, and they had real leather handles. So I do understand where that cost has come from. However, we sold you this fabric at a third of the price. A third of the price for a metre. You can make 2 out of that metre of fabric that you got for $14.99 for us yesterday.
Wow.
2 bags out of that. Not only that, but the handles we've got tomorrow, they come in less than £10 for a set of handles. You can upgrade your Chicago screws,
Lovely, aren't they? The square ones.
which again gives it a more professional look.
Yeah.
Or if you're just starting out, you can stick with your rivets, they come with the bag. Otherwise, use those little rivets that come with your bag and use them to then put on your tag, and it suddenly starts to look really effective. I have lined this in calico.
That is just so effective. Isn't
I've
it? It
lined
looks
both of
lovely.
these in calico, and I just think, great.
Yeah.
You might want to use this for your dog's coats,
Yeah,
for
dog
your own
coats, yeah.
coats, for wash bags. Tomorrow we have got some different fabric.
It's still waxed.
Yeah, we've got
heavyweight.
waxed. We've got something that they call the Ranger one, which you can actually wash.
Oh wow!
So we're working our way through.
So that fabric, you would just wipe it down.
fabric clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't like, I like the effect when it's battered.
I do. It's like battered. It's
because
like
it looks like old
warm.
leather.
Yeah.
And I really like that. If you don't like that, then a warm cloth
And an iron.
over it
Yeah.
will just, sometimes just a warm cloth will do it, because it's just realigning that
Just melting wax, I suppose.
That's all it is. Because these are, yeah, you can feel the wax on these. But we've got other ones. We've got all sorts of fabrics coming up. I didn't realise there were quite so many different technical waxed and waterproof fabrics out there.
I've got no idea.
We have had to do our research on these. Cambric fabrics as well. We've got a lot of those.
I was surprised how soft they were as well. That was what I said to you, didn't I? Because the bolts were all there and we were moving them, and I was like, this fabric's really soft.
It is really soft. So if you are a dressmaker, say you want to make yourself some walking waterproof trousers or anything like that, this is the fabric that has come out of the factory that makes Barbour items. Like, this is top quality stuff. We are not selling you rubbish here at all. You know I won't do that.
No, well, that's not how you work.
So, and they're not pre-cut. So if you do want breathable waterproof trousers, something like that, dressmaking, if you are a dressmaker, Sharon, to name but a few, then you've got that option there. But when they're gone, they're gone. I can make a call, but I wasn't sure how this was going to go, so I was really conservative with how much I got, and I know that I got first pick, and then it was going to a place that makes garments, so they would buy in much bigger bulk than me.
Yeah.
So I got first dibs on it.
So it may not be available to get more.
I don't know. I can make the call, but they might also say, look, you had your chance.
You had your chance.
You've had your chance.
Yeah.
Helen would like to know, Jane, can you use fat quarters for this make?
For the strips, yes. You'd need more than a fat quarter for your background piece.
Yes. Yes, yes.
It's just that little bit bigger than a fat quarter. It finishes off at a 20-inch square.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So
yeah.
So you can even use your fat quarter as your background if you've got a UK
but you
fat
might want
quarter.
to frame it with something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jan says, just little tips like the pin scratching I've learnt from this group, thanks to whoever that was ages ago. It's Jane, probably Jane.
Yes.
And if it was from me, then I learnt it from Jane. So, Jane. Claire said, wants to know, could you use steamer seam instead of Bonder web? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, just Bonder web is my go-to. It's just, I've always used Bonder web. I am quite happy with steamer seam, but Bonder web works for me.
Yes.
You do get into a bit of I've always used this, so I'm going to carry on using it, don't you?
I'm a steamer seam girl because I like to cut out lots of flowers and stick them on, and so it gives me that versatility.
Its beauty with the steamer seam is that it's repositionable, which would help with this.
Sue says the absolute genius that is Auntie Jane. We love Auntie Jane. And Mum Pop Quilt Shop says, love that patchwork wiener dog, so adorable. We say sausage dog. Because it's that,
He is gorgeous.
That was made out of the Tilda patchwork, wasn't it? And that pattern is available.
The quilter's grid, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so
which makes life really easy.
You just cut your squares, you bond them onto the quilter's grid, and then you sew your seams from there.
Yeah, it gives you really accurate, nice. Looks like you spent ages piecing it, doesn't it?
And then when you've made that, so you basically have to make the fabric to then cut the templates out of. And the digital pattern is available now for this.
Yes.
And Gemma would like everybody to know it's only available because she worked Sunday. What she's not saying is that she took Friday off to go to the camping show.
She did. They don't need to know that. They just need to know that she's slaved
No, but she
all
keeps
day on
telling me how
Sunday.
she worked Sunday, and I'm like, yeah, me too. I worked Sunday because I spent Thursday in hospital with Emily. Gemma worked Sunday because she spent Friday looking at caravans. I blinking well worked first thing Friday. I know, Gemma, and it's fun to just wind you up. Yeah. We are all very grateful for you, Gemma.
For 30 years, yeah.
We are all very grateful. 30 years. Is it 30 years?
I don't
Oh,
know.
it's coming up for 30 years.
That's a bit scary.
Not quite 30
Sue and I have been friends for nearly 40. And that's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts, isn't
It's
it?
nice to have a friend that's known you for that long, or maybe it's not.
Because you can say all the stuff.
She's known me through lots of things, as my friends say.
That's what you need, is a good friend like that. And I think that the older you become, the fewer friends that you have, but the more you value them.
Yeah.
You might not speak to them every day.
You'll always be my friend, you know too much.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, Gemma knows way too much.
Yeah.
And no, Gemma, I can't read that out because it's rude. I
don't even want to know.
She's just asserting how hard she worked on Sunday.
Yeah.
And how she worked first thing Friday.
She did.
We're only joking.
We're only teasing you,
Don't you worry. We love you. We appreciate you, Gemma.
We do.
We
every inch of you we appreciate. We wouldn't be able to do half our job without you. Would we really?
No, she does all the technical stuff we hate, to be honest.
We're all floaty, crafty. Oh, isn't this beautiful? And then Gemma's going, right, now write it all down for me in a way that can be read and understood.
What? No. Yeah, I have to say. And it does make me realise when I see other people take like a month to get one pattern out and we're banging out 3 or 4 patterns a week sometimes, just how hard we work to get this. I'm not saying other people don't work hard, but how we have got this refined now. And as a team, how we have got it slick. Gemma says this is why Jane is my favourite. It's fine. We have this debate on the regular, and also because when we are old and we live in a commune, Gemma wants you as her like commune wife, not me because you're more useful than me. It's nice, isn't it?
It is lovely.
She'll have me out chopping the wood.
Yes.
That's what I'll be doing.
Yeah.
Digging the vegetable gardens, looking after the chickens.
Chopping the wood, looking after the animals.
And then you can bake.
I'll be doing the baking.
And the making. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got it sorted.
Gemma doesn't like eggs, so it doesn't.
No.
She doesn't care about the chickens.
No. She'll eat the cake though with the eggs in.
She will. Yeah. See, you'll like me then, Gemma. Yes, you will. Right, everybody. We don't have to talk a load of rubbish sometimes.
Don't we just?
It's all good.
We do make lovely things though at the same time.
We do. Can I just say, everyone says that Ruben wasn't very happy, by the way, about being an advent, not being an advent, about being a
ghost,
a Halloween ghost. He was because he got cheese.
Yeah.
And he really enjoyed cheese.
It was the way that Mabel just sat there. Just like,
Minnie, yeah, Minnie did.
Minnie, sorry.
Oh no, that's all right. I've been calling her Mabel a lot. Morning, Lou.
Those fluffy ears sticking out the holes at the sides.
Oh, Sue, I need to look at that, Sue. Should I spend hours writing and photographing my ironing carry bag pattern? Yes, I need to do that because she sent it to me. And then if that's something that you lot would like, then we can do that. Yeah. It's all right. Gemma's just writing everywhere that Jane's her favourite. It's all good. Right, everybody, we're going to go. We will see you tomorrow with that really, really simple, easy make.
Beautiful make.
New fabrics.
Lovely.
But again, really limited in quantity. Ta-da!
Beautiful.
Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow.
Again, nice, quick, easy make gift.
I think,
for
yeah,
people.
and it's going to look.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, I've got a Berber bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Lovely. Nice roomy totes. What you need at this time of year. When you're going Christmas shopping.
So in my bag I got 4 packs of sausages.
It's going to be the game where I have to remember what you bought.
Yeah, 4 packs of sausages, a loaf of bread, 2 packets of kale for the chickens. Actually, no, guinea pigs had 1 pack, chickens had the other. What else did I buy last night? Did I get some milk or yogurt? Something like that went in my basket. Yeah. I did fit an awful lot in there. Emily wanted magazines with lots of landfill plastic, and I said no. So she came in and did her homework and then asked me to get her more homework today. Weirdo. What else did I buy last night, Jane?
Lots of things.
Just general stuff to feed the family. But yeah, £30 worth of shopping went in there last night. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
a good, nice, roomy bag.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. By which time maybe I'll be Gemma's. No, I won't. If I'll be Gemma's favourite, it's fine. See you all tomorrow. Thank you, Jane. Bye.